Hello everyone, welcome back to Apollo Art Analysis. Today we're going to be looking at a piece by the 3D artist Alejandro Castellanos, also known as Stupidgiant. He is an artist that is working steadily towards 1,000 pieces, and he's getting quite close. I was looking at his Instagram profile, and it looks like he is within about 200 to 250 pieces, maybe even less than that. So that's his personal goal. He's going for 1,000 pieces. So we're just going to take a look at one of his pieces out of a many diverse range of expressions that he has to offer. So let's jump right into it. So in our initial introduction, you're likely caught by this striking red contrast. And this red contrast commands the center region of the spatial composition, but it also, of course, is red, and red is a really high attention color. Whenever you see a piece and there's a degree of red in it, it's always going to capture your attention first. So we see this emphasis through center placement, but also an emphasis through a light on dark contrast as well. And then also I would say even a third emphasis through the fact that it is even a red color in and of itself. So in your initial introduction, you're likely caught by this hallway, and this really, it's a pretty slim sliver. You know, it's a really kind of tall hallway, and you can note that it is a hallway going back because you have those bits of depth, the slight curve of depth there that goes off, and that really denotes where the hallway ends, and it implies that it just keeps going. So there's this kind of mystery to us, and we also see what appear to be two hallways on either side. Those might just be kind of grooves, but these are, of course, if these are both hallways, they are not lit up. So you have this center hallway that's just emitting this striking blood red light. So that really calls your attention whenever you first see it. So you see this lone figure emerging from this large hallway, and it appears to be a man, and he's kind of stepping into this greater scene. Notice the amount of scale within this piece. It's, like I said before, an incredibly tall hallway, but also an incredibly tall building as well. You know, if this person is about 6 feet tall, then we could say 6, 12, 18, 24. So we could go 6 feet, 12 feet, 24, 30, 36. Wow. So could be close to 50 feet high, and I am in America, so I am not using the metric system, although I do use it quite a bit. So obviously a very tall structure within this scene here. And we see our hero is emerging from the hallway. You know, it's hard to say where this character came from or necessarily where he's going, but there is this sense of kind of discovery, this opening up from the narrow and constricted hallway into this wide kind of liberating scene before us. So, I'm going to extend that to you guys. What do you guys think when you see this piece? You know, what is going on here? Where has this hero come from? Where is this hero going? And most importantly, where is the hero here in this scene? It's really hard to say exactly, but there's a ton going on here. This scene almost feels kind of dreamlike to me because you have this gray color palette. You have this kind of surreal environment, this surreal structure that's massive. It's not really anything I've seen before. So that really, personally, that gives me this hint of surrealism, this hint of kind of the dream world, a dreamlike visual experience. So that's really what calls me there. You'll see you have the tree in kind of a blur effect, and then a tree in focus and a tree in focus here. And those just kind of give a little bit more variety within the scene, and it gives you a sense of depth because this of course is the closest. That is the closest. This is a little bit farther, and then the hallway where our hero emerges is even farther away as well. So that gives you this sense of visual rhythm of, here, and then all the way back there, all giving you an illusion of depth deeper within the spatial composition. So, there's a multitude of different elements that really pull towards that. So I think that's always important to note. As I said before, just notice the amount of scale within this piece. An extremely high hallway, an extremely high kind of almost temple-like structure. This feels like some type of science fiction temple, definitely a science fiction scene. And most notably, I get that from these grooves that you see, these kind of small texturing grooves that look like some type of plated structure on the outside there. And that really gives us tones of science fiction. You see that in a ton of science fiction works that we've showcased before. It's hard for me to put my finger on it and to describe it exactly, but it seems like some type of plating that makes up the greater scene. And those are just absolutely incredible. And it always reminds me of science fiction whenever I see that. It reminds me of this kind of complex engineering of like technological ascendancy, just incredibly complex engineering and what appears to be some type of like blood red cultish temple, and that throws out some really interesting tones that I think really capture the visual experience of this work here. So the artist, as I said, he is Alejandro Castellanos, and he works with a bunch of different expressions. So as I said before, Alejandro Castellanos, also known as Stupidgiant, has a ton of different diverse expressions here, and you can really see that. So in his bio, of course, you see his current goal is 1,000 days. I do shit every single day, probably till the day I die. I love that. That's really my goal as well. He has this really cute bee as his profile pic. I really like that. Super cute. A ton of diverse expressions. You have this kind of archaic revival right there, and then right next to you have kind of like a silly surreal cultural piece, and then next to that you have scenes of science fiction. You have these incredible scenes. This piece also drew me. I was thinking about showcasing this work. I was also thinking about, I was choosing between this work, and this work. So there's a little sneak peek on some of the pieces I may be showcasing from Castellanos in the future. Just some incredibly diverse style. Oh, I found the bee. There's the bee. I like that bee. Oh, it was a birthday piece. Happy belated birthday. Super cute. Kind of like a Minecraft bee. Yeah, like I said, a ton of different pieces here. Really intriguing piece here. It's just this reminds me, of course, like this one piece. Just incredibly diverse mix of style. And in a way, you really have to be a diverse artist if you want to make it to 1,000 pieces. And Castellanos shows that quite easily. You don't necessarily have to create a bunch of different pieces to reach 1,000, but Castellanos definitely does. And you see such a diverse mix of what that artist has to offer. And I think that's incredibly cool. You can see some of the darkest pieces here, and then you can go from something like this to like a cute bee, So I really like that diverse expression. It really captures kind of the full range of the human experience, whether it's the darker experience or kind of the more light and cute and innocent bees, Those it's really important to have a wide range of art, and I think that Castellanos really shows that quite well. So I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned something today. Go check out some of Stupidgiant's other pieces. Like I said, he does a bunch of different works. I guarantee you'll find something you like. He really appeals to a very wide and diverse range of audiences. So go check out some of his pieces, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned something. My name is Apollo. This was Apollo Art Analysis, and I'll see you guys on the next episode. We hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you'd like to support our work directly, please check out our Apollo community tokens. Apollo Art Exchange is an ecosystem of art appreciation which elevates artists each and every day. Thanks for listening.